Hello and welcome to quiz class. My name is Ellen and I will be your host today. Today we have 100 questions on general knowledge. Let's take a look at our quiz class awards. And here they are. Let us know how you rank in the comments at the end, along with the answer to the bonus question. Our categories today, 6 different categories, and here they are. And we will begin with news and journalism. The Roman Acta Diurna was the first news source in which ancient civilization? Greek, Roman, or Egyptian? Roman. What was the first censorship of the press in the Americas? The ban on the New England Courant, the control of the Pennsylvania Gazette, or the suppression of public occurrences, both foreign and domestic? The suppression of public occurrences, both foreign and domestic. Which 18th century development led to an increase in readership? The rise of newspapers, the establishment of public libraries, or the expansion of classified advertisements? The expansion of classified advertisements. Who introduced the penny press in the 1830s? Joseph Pulitzer, Benjamin Day, or William Randolph Hearst? Benjamin Day. Who started yellow journalism during the Spanish-American War? Nellie Bly, Henry J. Raymond, or William Randolph Hearst? William Randolph Hearst. Which station is recognized for having conducted the first American radio news broadcast? CBS, NBC, or KDKA? KDKA. In which war did the relationship between governments and journalists transform? World War I, the Gulf War, or the Vietnam War? World War I. When did the loafers gain popularity? Use of telegraph, online news articles, or radio news broadcasts? Use of telegraph. Which journalist is known for muckraking and exposing corruption? Ida Tarbell, Upton Sinclair, or Lincoln Steffens? Ida Tarbell. By making it simple to produce news content, which advancement changed journalism? Television, the internet, or desktop publishing software? Desktop publishing software. In which year was the Reuters Telegram Company created? 1848, 1851, or 1860? (1851). The Zenger trial established a precedent for the freedom of the press in which colonies? The American colonies, Southern colonies, or New England colonies? The American colonies. What was the role of the Federal Radio Commission? Regulating television broadcasts, regulating radio broadcasting, or licensing newspapers? Regulating radio broadcasting. Which technology broadcasts news globally? Radio, satellites, or printing press? Satellites. Which of the following believed that the medium influences how the message is perceived? Noam Chomsky, Sigmund Freud, or Marshall McLuhan? Marshall McLuhan. When did the term infotainment begin to be used? The 1960s, the 1970s, or the 1980s? The 1980s. The development of Sunday editions is attributed to whom? Joseph Pulitzer, Horace Greeley. Yes, those two, Joseph Pulitzer or Horace Greeley. Joseph Pulitzer. Which commission required broadcasters to present opposing viewpoints on controversial issues? The Federal Trade Commission, Federal Radio Commission, or Federal Communications Commission? Federal Communications Commission. What incident affected broadcast journalism the most? The Watergate scandal, the Oklahoma City bombing, or the September 11 attacks? The September 11 attacks. Which technology influenced journalism in the 21st century? Radio, the internet, or the printing press? The internet. Let's move to feminism waves. For question 21, which of the following choices marked the beginning of the first wave of feminism in the U.S.? The Seneca Falls Convention, the suffrage movement, or the Equal Rights Amendment? The Seneca Falls Convention. What was the main focus of the second wave of feminism? Voting rights, education access, or reproductive rights and workplace equality? Reproductive rights and workplace equality. Which court signed on women's rights regarding reproductive health? U.S. District Court, the U.S. Supreme Court, or U.S. Court of Appeals? The U.S. Supreme Court. What emerged during the third wave of feminism? Workplace equality, reproductive rights only, or intersectionality and diversity? Intersectionality and diversity. Which theorist is known for her work Gender Trouble? Bell Hooks, Betty Friedman, or Judith Butler? Judith Butler. What platform was primarily used during the fourth wave of feminism? Radio, television, or social media? Social media. Which movement among the following emphasizes feminism and environmental issues? Ecofeminism, socialist feminism, or liberal feminism? Ecofeminism. What did Betty Friedan publish during the second wave of feminism? Ain't I a Woman, Gender Trouble, or The Feminine Mystique? The feminine mystique. What does the term transfeminism refer to? A movement opposing feminism, feminism focused solely on cisgender women, or a branch of feminism addressing transgender issues? A branch of feminism addressing transgender issues. What does intersectionality mean according to Kimberly Crenshaw? Gender is the only concern, separate categories of oppression, or overlapping identities and experiences. Overlapping identities and experiences. Which of the following is considered a foundation for liberal feminism? Intersectionality, the Equal Rights Amendment, or a vindication of the rights of women? A vindication of the rights of women. Which struggles are the emphasis of Black feminism? Racial injustice, economic issues, or intersection of race, gender, and class? The intersection of race, gender, and class. What major event aimed to advance women's rights worldwide? The Women's March, the suffrage movement, or the UN Fourth World Conference on Women? The UN Fourth World Conference on Women. Which influential feminist is known for her work on sexual politics? Kate Millett, Bell Hooks, or Simone de Beauvoir? Kate Millett. What is the term for literature that depicts women from a masculine perspective? Male gaze, feminist literature, or gender-neutral perspective? Male gaze. What does the term body positivity advocate for? Traditional gender roles and body image, acceptance of all body types, or conformity to beauty standards? Acceptance of all body types. Which is closely related to the rise of third-wave feminism? The Civil Rights Movement, the Equal Rights Amendment, or the LGBTQ+ rights movement? The LGBTQ+ rights movement. The National Organization for Women promotes which policy? Women's suffrage, traditional gender roles, or gender equality through political action? Gender equality through political action. What was achieved through the Equal Pay Act of 1963? Affirmative action, mandating maternity leave, or equal pay for equal work? Equal pay for equal work. Which theory promotes changes in society and the economy at the same time? Marxist feminism, radical feminism, or social feminism? Marxist feminism. Famous experiments for question 41. What animal did Ivan Pavlov use in his famous classical conditioning experiment? Cats, dogs, or pigeons? Dogs. What was the experiment conducted by Philip Zimbardo? Milgram experiment, Little Albert experiment, or Stanford prison experiment? The Stanford prison experiment. Which experiment demonstrated social pressure from a majority group? The Robbers Cave experiment, the Harlow monkey experiment, or the Asch conformity experiment? The Asch conformity experiment. What was the result of the Milgram experiment conducted in the 1960s? Strong bond with learner, no significant findings, or high obedience to authority? High obedience to authority. The Bobo doll experiment was conducted by whom? John Watson, Albert Bandura, or Ivan Pavlov? Albert Bandura. What was the result of the experiment conducted by John B. Watson and Rosalie Rayner? Little Albert learned to love the rat, little Albert developed a fear of the rats, or showed no response to the rat? Developed a fear of the rats. The Robbers Cave experiment focuses on which biases? Gender, cognitive, or in-group and out-group biases? In-group and out-group biases. Which type of monkey was used in the Harlow monkey experiment? Rhesus monkey, spider monkey, or capuchin monkey? Rhesus monkey. Which effect exemplifies the concept of metacognition? Placebo, Harlow, or Dunning-Kruger? Dunning-Kruger effect. The stereotype threat suggests that academic performance is affected by which type of stereotypes? Racial, cultural, or socioeconomic? Racial stereotypes. The cloth and wire mother experiment focuses on which type of attachment? Secure, anxious, or social? Secure attachment. What was the main goal of the strange situation experiment by Mary Ainsworth? To study cognitive development, to evaluate parental behavior, or to measure attachment styles in infants? To measure attachment styles in infants. Which research experiment intended to confirm the validity of psychological diagnoses? The DSM-5 validation study, the Rosenhan experiment, or the Framingham Heart Study? The Rosenhan experiment. The Ringelmann effect occurs during which type of tasks? Cognitive, social loafing, or individual problem solving? Social loafing tasks. The visual cliff experiment tested which concept in developmental psychology? Attachment styles, depth perception, or object permanence? Depth perception. Which experiment popularized the concept of nudging? The ultimatum game, the trolley problem, or the Save More Tomorrow experiment? The Save More Tomorrow experiment. The influence of violent media is the hypothesis of which experiment? The Bobo doll experiment, the Milgram experiment, or the Hawthorne effect study? The Bobo doll experiment. What effect was highlighted by the smoke-filled room study? The bystander effect, the observer effect, or the social loafing effect? The bystander effect. What was the focus of the marshmallow test? Memory recall, cognitive development, or impulse control and delayed gratification? Impulse control and delayed gratification. What animals did B.F. Skinner use in his operant conditioning experiments? Dogs and cats, rats and pigeons, or monkeys and birds? Rats and pigeons. Let's move over to software development for question 61. Which of these programming languages did Bjarne Stroustrup create? C++, C#, or Java? C++. To manage changes to source code over time, which system is commonly used? The Git operating system or database management system? The Git. What does the term technical debt mean in software development? Cost of legacy systems, investment in software tools, or code shortcuts causing issues? Code shortcuts causing issues. Which of the following software development methodologies emphasizes iterative development? Agile, Spiral, or V-model? Agile. Who is known for creating the first compiler? Alan Turing, Donald Knuth, or Grace Hopper? Grace Hopper. In modern software development, what is the purpose of Jenkins? Project management, database management, or continuous integration? Continuous integration. What does the acronym API mean? Automated process integration, application programming interface, or application performance improvement? Application programming interface. What do you call the design patterns focused on creating objects? Factory patterns, creational patterns, or structural patterns? Creational patterns. What does SQL injection refer to? Database optimization, securing databases, or manipulating SQL queries? Manipulating SQL queries. What does the open and close principle advocate? Extending without modifying, using open source software, or avoiding dependency injection? Extending without modifying. In software development, what does refactoring mean? Adding new features, fixing bugs, or improving code structure without changing behavior? Improving code structure without changing behavior. Quicksort is a sorting algorithm commonly used in graphic design, computer science, or web development. Computer science. What is the main role of a debugger? Managing databases, compiling programs, or finding and fixing errors in software? Finding and fixing errors in software. How is pair programming described? Two programmers debugging together, two programmers coding together, or two programmers working separately? Two programmers coding together. In which software architecture are microservices used? Client-server architecture, microservices architecture, or peer-to-peer architecture? Microservices architecture. What does the acronym LIFO mean? Last in, first out, low in, first out, or last in, first ordered? Last in, first out. What is used for secure communication over a computer network? www, HTTPS, or SMTP? HTTPS. When was the Agile Manifesto established? 1999, 2000, or 2001? 2001. MongoDB is an example of which type of database? Graph database, NoSQL database, or relational database? NoSQL database. Test-driven development involves which type of writing? Writing user manuals, writing tests before code, or writing documentation after coding? Writing tests before code. Let's move over to ancient Egypt for question 81. Which pharaoh ruled Egypt for the longest period of time? Khufu, Ramses II, or Tutankhamun? Ramses II. The place of a mastaba is reserved for whom? Farmers, soldiers, or nobles and high officials? Nobles and high officials. What is Osiris known for in ancient Egyptian religion? The god of war, the god of the sun, or the god of the underworld? The god of the underworld. The Rosetta Stone features which ancient writing system? Cuneiform, hieroglyphics, or calligraphy? Hieroglyphics. During the reign of Akhenaten, what was considered the capital city of Egypt? Amarna, Thebes, or Alexandria? Amarna. What kind of stone was used in building the pyramids during the Old Kingdom? Granite, marble, or limestone? Limestone. Which of the following is considered one of the earliest colossal stone structures? Stonehenge, the Great Sphinx, or the Step Pyramid of Djoser? The step pyramid of Djoser. What do you call the principle of truth and balance in Egyptian cosmology? Ka, Dwat, or Mat? Mat. Which book is used to protect the deceased in ancient Egyptian belief? The coffin texts, the Book of the Dead, or the Book of the Heavenly Cow? The Book of the Dead. Which of the following artifacts symbolizes the pharaoh's power and authority? The ankh, scarab, or crook and flail? Crook and flail. And let's move on to our last questions with Finish the Lyrics. I see a little stiletto of a man. Scaramucci, Scaramucci, will you do the jig, mambo, or fandango? Fandango. With the lights out, it's less dangerous. Here we are now. Hate us, confuse us, or entertain us? Entertain us. You better lose yourself in the music the moment you own it. You better never forget it, let it go, or let it slip. Let it slip. What have I become, my sweetest friend? Everyone I know goes away in time, the end, or silence. The end. We could have had it all rolling in the deep. You had my heart in your hand, or and my soul. And your hand. Well, I've been afraid of changing because I built my life around you. But time makes you bolder. Children get older. I'm getting wiser, younger, or older too. Older too. I'm a creep. I'm a weirdo. What the hell am I doing here, with you, or in this place? Here. Blackbird singing in the dead of night. Take these broken wings and learn to fly, sing, or soar. Fly. It's the terror of knowing what this world is about. Watching some good friends turn to dust, fall apart, or fight each other. Fall apart. Our last question. Would it be the same if I saw you in dreams, the night, or heaven? Heaven. And for our bonus question, what is the capital city of Egypt? Let us know the answer in the comments, as well as how you did with our quiz class awards. And here they are again to remind you. And as always, thanks for playing this quiz. We hope you enjoyed it, and we will see you in our next one. Bye-bye.